I guess I could video your ears.
They're less active.
That's true.
I'm in St. Louis this weekend visiting Christina, and Christina has a friend named Tisha, who is an artist. I'm going to do a little interview with her for the blog. I'm sure you felt the compulsion to be an artist. Actually, nobody goes into art for the money, it turns out. Did you ever have any thoughts at any point, like, this will be really hard to do, maybe I shouldn't?
Nope. I started drawing because I was bored, and it just turns out that I was really good at it, and people liked them, and I was like, oh, and some people would ask me to draw them pictures, so I would draw them pictures, and someone asked me if I was an artist, and I was like, no, I'm not an artist. Not at all. Not one bit.
When did you first consider yourself an artist?
This past year, when I started getting paid for it.
Man, if getting paid for it is the measure of who is an artist, most artists are fucked.
I didn't feel like an artist until this past year in college.
Tisha, I'm going to be straight up honest. The reason I'm doing this interview is because Tisha has no arms, and I find that interesting. But she's really upbeat about it, and kind of endearing to me, and I like blogging about things I find interesting, so hi.
Hello.
I write a blog.
I draw pictures.
Awesome. What's your favorite medium?
I use oils, watercolors, pastels, chalks, pen, India ink.
What is India ink? I have no idea what that is.
It's in a jar.
You don't say.
You dip your brush into it.
Why does that appeal to you?
It was something new, something different. I wanted to see what it was like. When someone says, hey, have you tried that? I'll be like, no, but I will tomorrow. My name is Tisha. I'm 25. I was born without arms and a shorter leg, and I live in St. Louis.
Is there any medium that gives you particular trouble?
Nope. A lot of people thought that oil painting would give me a lot of trouble because it's messy, and traditionally you work with it at a 90-degree angle, and everybody's like, oh, how are you going to be able to paint standing up at an easel? I'm like, well, I don't. I sit on the floor and I have my easel.
Part of the reason I want to do this, chat with you and put the video on my blog, is because, you have a disability, you clearly take it by the horns and try to do, things people ordinarily assume you couldn't be able to do with it. Has there ever been something you've tried to do that's gotten the better of you that you just decided you couldn't do it?
Nothing that I can think of at the moment. I can't think of anything that's gotten the better of me.
What is one style of art that you wanted to do and just haven't gotten around to yet? Please say sculpting.
Alright, sculpting. It appeals to me. I like sculptures. I find them interesting. I just haven't tried it. I think that would be one of the things that would be really difficult to do.
How do you think you could get around it if you wanted to try? How would you go about it?
I would sit in front of a block of wood or clay and work at it. And it's something that you have to figure out while you're doing it.
You seem really, really upbeat. Is there ever a point in your life where this really made you bitter, or you felt like it dragged you down, or have you always been on top of it the way you seem to be?
Not having arms?
Yeah.
I've had my share of depression, but I don't think that it had anything to do with me not having arms or having a disability. But it does bring me down when other people bring me down. I was working, a woman came in and she saw me and she goes straight to the manager and she goes, I should not be subjected to seeing someone work with their feet. This is disgusting and gross and I want my money back and I shouldn't have to see that. And that really hurt my feelings, so I was sad about it, but I got up the next morning,
You said you've had your bouts of depression. How did you cope? And if you consider yourself over it, how did you get over it? I write about depression on my blog a lot, so it's...
I did take medication for a while because I didn't know how to handle it.
May I ask what you took?
Lexapro.
That's what... Me too.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to live my life on medication. I need to find some outlet to release some of this anger and depression. And so I started doing yoga, painting, drawing. I quit my job, and I just made, at that time, just made life about pleasing myself and keeping me happy instead of just conforming to everybody else.
Talk about being on the medication. How did it make you feel?
Fine. I was happier. I got through my days better. Made me grind my teeth.
I've heard that about... I know I've heard that about SSRIs.
But I was happy on it. But at the same time, I knew that I didn't want to be taking it all the time for the rest of my life. So I stopped doing it and got through it on my own, and with friends' help and family. That was most important to me.
Are you an artist for a living now?
Yes. I work for the Mouth and Foot Association, which gives artists who either paint with their mouth or foot either a scholarship or grant, and you get that money monthly, and you send them in 8 to 10 paintings a year, which is pretty good amount.
It's not irrational of anybody to take you as an inspiration. But do you ever just wish people would just be like, oh, look, she's an artist, not like she's an artist and an inspiration, or she's an artist or an inspiration because she has no arms?
People come up to me all the time and they ask me if I'm a motivational speaker. And when I say no, they say, well, you should be. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that you think that, but at the same time, people who are born without arms or without legs or missing fingers have a life. And they shouldn't have to become a motivational speaker because that's all that they can become. I went to school to become a graphic designer, and I want to be a graphic designer, and that's what my goal is. So I don't want to limit myself to only becoming a motivational speaker or just an artist because that's what everyone else expects me to do.
People have undoubtedly cut you some slack over the course of your life or held you to lower standards because of your disability. When you catch people doing that, what is your response? Do you get offended? Do you communicate it?
It depends on the situation. If it goes into my benefit, then yeah, I let them take advantage of it. And I'm like, oh, I don't have arms.
I admire your candor.
But at the same time, if it's something like, oh, here, let me press the elevator button because you don't have arms, well, I'm going to be like, no, I can do it, you know? I like to show people that I can do things. I want to show people that I'm not helpless and that I can do things, most everything on my own. So it's a catch-22 with that question because I can take advantage of it, and at the same time I can not take advantage of it and say, hey, I'm an abled person and I can do this and I can do that.
What's something you can do that most other people can't?
I can do everything with my feet. I can drive with my feet.
You can walk on your hands.
Yes, my feet are my hands. I can walk on my hands.
How do you drive with your feet? How does that work?
Ooh. Oh no. There's dog food all over your seat. It's a left foot accelerator pedal. Those are buttons on the back of the headrest that are connected to a box that it's underneath my seat that has a voice command. And that's a ball that I hold on to in order to steer the wheel with my right foot. Back here, can you hear under the box?
Right turn, light dimmer, front fan, cruise set, cruise on.
And then this one.
Left turn, horn, washer, wiper.
So those are the commands that it has. I steer with my right foot, and I use the gas and the accelerator, or the accelerator and the brake with my left foot.
Any good stories when people have looked over and seen someone driving with their feet?
I've seen, looking over and some people are like, looking and like, oh my gosh, driving with their feet.
If you have to give another driver the bird, how do you do it?
Right turn.
I don't, because I like to keep my foot on the wheel. I can honk the horn.
Right turn,
Are,
light dimmer.
are there any restrictions for you as a driver? Are you not allowed to drive certain places?
No, I can drive anywhere I want to. The restrictions on my license are basically I need to drive my car with my dead patients in it.
Was there any resistance from your family or anything? Worried that driving would be dangerous for you?
No, my mom, she was nervous as a mother. My eldest child is going out into the world driving with her feet. Driving in general as a teenager is dangerous, so she worried about me, but she didn't stop me. She just didn't want to drive with me because she's a nervous wreck.
Were you afraid to learn to drive?
No. Maybe I was a little bit nervous at first, being on the road, but I mean, that's normal for any teenager learning how to drive. But it didn't bother me that I was doing it with my feet.
Elephant in the room with whenever I'm talking to someone about how hard they've had it in life. You're a theist. Yes?
Hmm?
Have you ever been mad at God?
No.
Why not?
I grew up in a Christian home, and I believed in God since day one, and everyone just says, God made you that way. God made Christina with brown hair. He made you with brown eyes. He made someone without legs, and he made me without arms.
Did you ever wonder why he made you this way?
I never really wondered why he made me this way, but, again, living in a Christian home and going to church every day, people would come up to me and they would tell me, well, God made you this way, so you can show me or this person or that person that life can be much worse. And that, you're supposed to be an inspiration to everyone and be motivating for those of us who are able people but suffer from this ailment or that ailment. But when people look at you or, talking to me, that they could have been dealt a different hand.
For someone like me, we would think that if I were to take someone and deprive them of their arms and say, I've done this so that you can be an inspiration to others and show them how worse it can be, I'm not a good guy in that case. Why, with God, does it give you a purpose? It seems like there's a difference. Like, if a human being were to do this to another human being, or to make them without limbs, or to take their limbs away, that's a bad thing. But when the people in your church say, God made you this way, you know, all of a sudden it's a blessing, I guess. For people like me, there's a huge disconnect there. How would someone like you, how would you address that to someone like me?
I don't know how to address that. I was always just told that God has a plan. This plan was for you to not have arms. And you're fulfilling his plan by continuing on with your life. It's hard to disagree with something that you've always heard all your life.
One of the favorite things I've had said to me as of late was someone said, it's very difficult finding out you've been wrong all your life. I actually had that happen to me recently too. Not about God, but about something else. And yeah, it's hard. What makes you happiest in the world?
I'm not sure if I found it yet. No one's ever asked me that question before. What makes me happiest? I can tell you what gives me joy in life. Painting, drawing, art in general. Candy, chocolate. My boyfriend. My family.
You're beautiful, so yeah, I won't ask, how you wound up with a boyfriend. What does the future hold for you? At the end of your life, what do you want to be able to look back and say, I did that, and it meant a lot to me?
Basically just living my life to the fullest. I'm an artist right now, and I graduated from Merrimack. I got my associate's degree in graphic design, and I just let things come as they come, and I do what I want.
What do you want to do next?
I haven't decided that yet.
Right on. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
You're welcome.
Does it worry you knowing that at any moment any dog could eat you and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it?
I was chased by a dog as a child.
I don't care.
Oh my god, you fucker.
You said serious.
You're just a dick.
Did you do art in kindergarten?
Yes.
Finger paintings?
No.
No, you wouldn't. That's, yeah.
Hey, can you guys sit closer together?
Is it contagious?
You're 8? What are you doing?
Nothing. Giving you AIDS. Who am I? Wait for it.
Do you need help?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure? He's trying to undress me.
You ever wonder what the future will bring?
Yes.
You ever think about having your palms read?
Yes.
How'd that work out?
Well, she wasn't expecting me.
Pretty shitty fortune teller. Oh my god!
He's feeling me up.
No, it's my feet, so it doesn't count. Did you do art in kindergarten?
Yes.
Cool. Finger paintings?
No.
No, I guess you wouldn't, would you? Now we're twins.
Yeah. Except you're an idiot. Does the able-bodied person need
No.
help from the armless
I don't need it.
person?
That's very good. Thanks. That's very charitable of you. Now shut up. You want to thumb wrestle for it?
No.
No. And who could love a person without arms?
Hi, Mom.
Do you have higher standards than your mom?
Yeah.
Good for you.
How do you feel about finger sandwiches?
I'm going to hell.
What? Where's that?
It's a place that got invented in the last 5 minutes just for me.
There's some good aspects about not having arms. Don't have to paint my nails. I have to shave my arms. What else do you have to do with arms? I don't understand. Oh, sleeping. Sleeping is awesome. I
Really?
can just roll around. And there's nothing to get all limp when I wake up.
I'm actually kind of jealous.
I can fix that. Chainsaw.
Oh my god. So you know that angels have arms, right?
Not mine.
No, clearly not yours. That's why they don't talk about those angels in the Bible. God hates you.
But you're an atheist.
Doesn't hate me.
So why would he hate me?
No arms.
Right.
Zinger. Good one. Nux.
Oh, no.
So you sell art?
Yeah.
Are you making money hand over fist?
No. But I make more money than you.
I'm an atheist for a living. That doesn't say much.
So you're homeless?
Homeless would be a step up. Homeless, yes, but at least I have arms.
Alright. But I'm doing something with my life.
But not with your arms. You know, even Hitler had arms.
Yeah, I believe you did.
Someone's not as good as Hitler. Oh. I think it's you. So how do people react when they see you? I mean, the ones that don't run away immediately.
They cry.
Cry and run sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Cry, run, scream, throw things.
Do they come back for their children after they run off screaming?
No, it's the children that are running.
Okay.
And the parents are running after their children.
Art, that's a pretty good choice. I guess boxing didn't work out.
No, I can't box. I'd get hit in the face a lot.
Do you get hit in the face for having no arms anyway?
Sometimes.
Good. Why won't God heal amputees?
I don't know.
Experts recommend about 30 minutes of strength training a day. So that's like 15 minutes for you.
Yeah, I do work out.
Awesome.
Yoga.
Nice.
Weightlifting.
Not push-ups.
No.
No. Look at you. Oh my god, please, no! Don't stop, please. No, God! What do armless tears taste like?
Salt.
Shut up. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
You're welcome. Any more questions?